welcome to Storyboard. I'm Shibani Gharat. India's 5,000 crore rupees pet food market is heating up, and Godrej has thrown its hat in the ring with a bold new bet. Godrej Ninja. From a 500 crore rupees investment plan to science-led India-first formulation, we sat down with Robert Menzies, who's the CEO of Godrej Petcare, to find out why it was a Tamil Nadu-led launch, how they plan to crack a space which is currently led by unpackaged food when it comes to pet care, and what will it take to win over Indian pet parents across metros and small towns alike. He also told us what was his own dog's feedback about Ninja. Listen in. Rob, welcome to CNBC TV 18.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, you've launched or set foot in the pet care or pet foods market for now. Started with Tamil Nadu. Tell us more about the insights from the market. Why did you choose Tamil Nadu as a state to launch this product?
Yeah. So, Tamil Nadu is quite a big market within pet food. It's roughly 10% of the market overall. It's quite an affluent state. It's quite urbanized. And so pet ownership is reasonably high in Tamil Nadu. It's also a state where GCPL has a lot of strength. So it's the home of some of our big brands. It's a real heartland for brands like Goodnight, Synthol. And we do a lot of our test markets in Tamil Nadu.
So what does the sequence look like when it comes to rollout in the other states of the country? Which states will you go to next?
So we're playing that by ear, but I think we're getting great response from the market. And hence, we're feeling confident to go to the whole of India with our launch. So stay tuned. We'll be going public with what exactly those plans are. But we should be coming to the rest of India pretty soon.
And when is Ninja coming to Mumbai?
Very soon.
You are a pet owner yourself.
I am, yes.
You have a dog. Has he tried Ninja?
Of course, he has.
And what is his response?
Judging by the way he walloped off the bowl very quickly, I think it was a good response. So yeah, he's very keen on it. Yeah.
And if if he had like a superpower to give you a feedback or to speak about the product, what would he say about Ninja?
Well, you've just met Archie, and as you've seen, he's got a pretty high opinion of himself. He's a Shih Tzu. They're known for being a proud breed of dog. So I think he would complain that he's not on the packaging, for one thing, and not in the TV ad. But he'd definitely have good feedback about the food, I could tell.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about the marketing plan and the distribution plan going forward. But since you mentioned that Archie is upset that he's not on the pack, do we see him on the pack coming soon? Or what? We saw him in a lot of pictures around the launch of this product.
I would certainly love to see Archie on the pack, and he certainly would. My marketing team might have something else to say about that, but who knows? Let's see.
And do we see a celebrity endorser endorsing this product going forward, considering like something or someone who would match Archie's personality?
We wouldn't rule that out. But what we're trying to build the brand around is the concept of being a science-backed brand. So you'll see when we communicate to pet parents and other parts of the ecosystem, we speak a lot about the product, about the R&D that's gone into the product, and all of those kind of aspects. And hence in our TV ad, you don't see a celebrity, you actually see a dog acting as a doctor, because we feel like that's a good way of conveying all of the science and the sort of health knowledge that's gone into this product.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but currently pet care is a 5,000 crore market in India, about to grow up to 10,000 crore in the coming years by 2028. How much share of this market are you realistically targeting going forward by 2028?
Well, we've gone on record as saying that we're investing 500 crores in this space as GCPL to create the subsidiary of Godrej Petcare. So you can imagine that to get a return on that kind of investment, we're aiming for a pretty substantial amount of market share. I would note, though, that we're also very excited about the role we can play in helping to grow the market as well. So it's not just about taking a share, it's also about growing the pie overall, which really means persuading pet parents to feed their animals pet food as opposed to home-cooked food.
Yeah. When I met Sudhir around the results, he mentioned how pet care is one of the categories of the future for GCPL. So give us, as a CEO of this particular range of products, give us an insight on what does it mean for Godrej?
It's a really big strategic initiative for Godrej Consumer. 500 crores is not a small investment. But the reason we're doing that is because we're super excited about the opportunity in the market, as Sudhir also said. What I was saying about the number of pet parents feeding packaged food, it's only about 5%. 5% of the food is packaged food, 95% is home food. In other markets that are maybe a little further down the road in terms of development, that number is much higher. So in China, it would be 5 times higher, for example. So if you think about more people having pets and more people feeding those pets pet food, there is an awful lot of growth potential in the market. So we think it could grow 10x in quite a reasonable time frame.
And packaged food penetration is generally a challenge in a country like India. So what are you doing differently? What will you do differently going forward as well?
Yeah. So I think probably 3 parts to that. I think first you have to get the product right. Okay, you need a product which gives pet parents a reason to switch from their home cooked food to the packaged food. So we've invested a lot in R&D. We've been figuring out how to make the food healthier, but of course it also has to be tasty to the dog as well. If it doesn't eat it, then none of the health benefits are going to come through. So I think the first thing is to get the product right. I think we are doing a lot of work in marketing and communicating to pet parents and kind of making a case for packaged food, helping them understand what the health benefits are, maybe helping them understand a little bit about what might be lacking in some of the home food diets that our food does provide. And thirdly, if you speak to pet parents and you ask what influences your choices of food for your pet, they will very often say the vet. The vet is the expert in the space. And so we're doing a lot of work with vets to support them in influencing pet parents towards packaged food, which is much healthier for the animal.
And now Nestle is also entering this category, increased competition. How will you, how will you stay price competitive in this market going forward?
Yeah, so we do expect there to be more competition in the market going forward. To some extent, we welcome that because we think that the more brands there are, then the more brands will be doing the work of developing the category and making the pie bigger,
as a whole.
The
category will grow as a whole.
The category will grow, yeah, we do anticipate that. We think that if we stick to our strategy, which is to provide healthy products at affordable price points, to do a good job on marketing to pet parents, and to work very closely with the ecosystem. I mentioned vets, but also the specialty pet retailers, the breeders. If we stick to that, then we feel confident that we can succeed in this category.
Yeah, you mentioned how education and the fact that this is science-backed nutrition for your pets is a message that you want the pet parents to take home with them. Also, reaching out to vets because many of the decisions are driven by vets on what food to choose for the pets. Having said that, tell us what kind of marketing and advertising strategy you will employ to ensure that all of these pieces fall in their place.
Yeah, so I think first and foremost, we have to speak directly to the pet parents. So as I mentioned before, we're doing a lot of advertising. Some of that is on TV, some of that is on YouTube, some of it is on social media, speaking about what the benefit of the product is. And in our case, the benefit of Ninja dog food is that it improves the gut health and the immunity of the dog. And that's an issue which many pet parents do face, whether it's issues with digestion, whether it's the dog getting unwell. And that's something which our pet food helps address. So if you were in Tamil Nadu now, you would be seeing very often TV ads on social media, etc. You would see that. But as I said, I think the vet piece is really important as well. So again, if you went to a Coimbatore, Trichy, and you walk into a vet clinic, there's a good chance you'll see a big Godrej Ninja poster on the wall, which has a picture of a bowl of curd rice, which is what pet parents often feed, and a picture of a bowl of kibble, and makes the point that the curd rice only has a few grams of protein, the kibble has 20 grams. So just a small step towards starting to educate pet parents about the differences and the reason to switch to pet food.
Going forward, do you plan to expand Ninja beyond food to other subcategories like grooming, like treats?
Yeah, so there's a few different ways we can look to expand. I think the first priority is to succeed in dog food. That's the biggest part of the pet care market. But we can expand along the axis of other pets. So cats are also a reasonably big market in India. And as you mentioned as well, grooming products, home care products, all of these things are on the table. Right now, we're very focused on succeeding in dog food. That's the first priority.
Yes, and going forward, how do you plan to leverage on the distribution strength of GCPL, taking it to other markets?
Yeah, so absolutely. I think one thing to note about the Indian market is that a lot of the market goes through a specialty pet channel. So part of what we've been doing as Godrej Petcare has been building that channel. But once you've invested in that distribution, then you have the opportunity to put many other pet-related products through that. GCPL more broadly helps us with other channels. So we already have relationships with e-commerce players, quick commerce players, modern trade players. All of that we can leverage to expand our distribution footprint in Tamil Nadu, in other parts of the country as well.
So finally, before we go, Rob, as the CEO of Godrej Petcare, and also being a pet parent yourself, what is your aspiration with the Ninja going forward? Where do you see it going in the next 5 years, by 2030, let's say?
So I think there's a kind of business part to it, and there's a more personal part to that as well. The business part is that we have to create a big, valuable business. I think GCPL's roughly a $15 billion market cap business. So for us to be relevant, we have to create a lot of value ourselves as the pet subsidiary. But I think on a more personal level, and having met very many pet parents out there in the market, and speaking to vets as well, there is an issue with the nutrition of pets in this country. And there is a really big opportunity to improve the health of pets by feeding them better food. And that's what energizes me personally, is to play a small part in improving the health of millions of pets around the country.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Great to be here.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, we have with us Toranj Mehta, VP of Marketing at De Beers India, speaking to us about why natural diamonds still hold unmatched emotional power in a market flirting with lab-grown alternatives.